Final day of the group stage rolls on at the FIBA U17 World Cup. Australia and Venezuela here in Group D to close it out. Australia coming in 2-0. They beat Serbia 88-66. And then it took a comeback effort to beat Ivory Coast, losing going into the fourth quarter. And they pull it off 78-73. Venezuela coming into this one 0-2. They lost to Ivory Coast in their first ever U17 World Cup game in Game 1 despite a late comeback. And then they were blown out by Serbia, one of the top teams in this tournament, in their second game, 84-53. Australia with a win will clinch the top spot in Group D. And we will keep you updated as this game goes on, what the scenarios look like. Venezuela with a loss would face the top team out of Group C. The referees for today's game, Cecil Gungar, Alan Tiago dos Santos, and Kyungjin Park. Venezuela and Australia just moments away from tipping off. This is an Australia team that has a lot of experience coming back from last year's U16 Asia Cup team, and no changes in the Australian starting five. Luke Paul, Antonio Brown, Will Hamilton, John Ariang, and Yaya Bassaran. Bassaran, 14 in green. He's a 7-footer. Venezuela's tallest player is 6'5". They are going to have some trouble with the Australian length in this game. And we'll see how they approach that, because Australia has some depth at the forward and center spots. And on the other side, for Venezuela, they'll go with Julio Vasquez, Brian Gomez, Kevin Gutierrez, William Zanillo, and Carlos Perez in their starting five for head coach Alexis Cedres. Carlos Perez, 11 in white, has been the best player at this tournament. There's been some inconsistency for Venezuela. You look at a guy like Julio Vasquez, 14 points against Ivory Coast, but then he had 6 against Serbia, and he was just 2 for 12 from the field. Kevin Gutierrez has shown his ability to score, but he's 4 for 17 total from the field. So the inconsistency kind of haunting Venezuela right now, but we saw it in the AmeriCup last year at the U16 level. They can score. Julio Vasquez scored almost 16 points a game to go along with 6.2 rebounds. Kevin Gutierrez averaged a near double-double in that tournament. They just haven't really put the pieces together against stronger, older competition. And you can really start to feel the height difference paying off for their opponents. Again, Alexis Cedres is the head coach for Venezuela, and we're just moments away from tipping off. I want to take a moment to wish every Venezuelan well after the disastrous earthquake that took place just a few days ago, and all the loved ones of the folks lost in that event. Venezuela and Australia's 5 taking the floor. This Australian team trying to clinch the top spot in the group with a win. They come in 2-0. Serbia and Ivory Coast both 1-1. Winner of this group faces the 4th place team out of Group C. And the 4th place team in this group, which looks to be Venezuela if all results hold, will play either Turkey or Puerto Rico, whoever wins that matchup later on today. But we have our sights set on Australia and Venezuela for one final time in the group stage. These two teams take the floor in Istanbul. Michael Cerroti with you here on the FIBA Basketball Channel. Australia in green, Venezuela in white. We are just about set for tip. Yaya Bassaran, Carlos Perez do the honors, and we are underway. Brown, Hamilton, Brown, Luke Paul, 7 in green, comes to get it. He's the star for Australia. Big game against Ivory Coast. Paul dashes inside, and there's his first bucket. Coming off 18 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists against Ivory Coast. Out of the NBL Next Stars program, he is a star to keep an eye on. Julio Vasquez. Swing it around. Perez to the wing. Ariang defending the baseline. Backdoor cut. 2 to shoot. It stays with Venezuela. Perez has to launch a 3, and he missed it. Brown takes it the other way. Brown. Ariang. Corner 3. Way too strong. Williams-Anillo pushes the pace for Venezuela and finds Perez. Kevin Gutierrez in the post, 6'5". He's giving up some height down there, and he turns it over. Get it back high for Paul. Bassaran the screen. Paul, Hamilton, thought about it. Bassaran. 9-inch height advantage down there on Gomez as Brown gets the offensive board and stick back. Perez, they're giving him space. Paul diving for the loose ball. He's there first. What hustle from Luke Paul. Brown lob it up. Hamilton and Ariang were both there. I have no idea who tipped it in. Great hustle from Luke Paul to set up that fast break score. They're going to credit John Ariang with that last bucket. Gomez can't finish inside. Paul, Hamilton, open for a moment. Good closeout by Gomez. Back up high. Paul tries a 3. Left it short. Australia looks to be one of the top threats that could knock off USA. The Americans have been dominant so far. And we said the same coming into the tournament about Serbia. Australia had no trouble with Serbia to start their tournament run. 22-point win. Good defense by Brown, step for step, down low. Paul off the bounce. Ariang skips it. Brown, shake and bake. Oh, Antonio Brown wanted to set the tone early with a thunderous jam, but he threw it out of bounds. Still no buckets for Venezuela. Third turnover for Venezuela already. Hamilton wants to go bully ball inside. He threw it away, but they give it right back. All 3 turnovers have been forced. Great defense can be credited from Australia. Paul was looking for Bassaran. Great hands by Julio Vasquez. Vasquez leads Anillo to the basket through traffic. Can't get it. Brown bounces. Bassaran takes off for 2. What a start for Australia. Defense into offense and an 8-0 run to open it. Timeout, Venezuela.
What do you think?
Oh my goodness, get out of here.
Attack corner pocket, get Bruno.
And then you've got this woman here, Asia.
What a finish.
Didn't overplay. about seeing.
Early timeout taken by Alexis Cedres. No answers for Venezuela right now. 4 turnovers and an 8-0 start for Australia. Anio sprints down the floor. Gomez, Euro step. Great ball movement. Vasquez a 3. That's off. Offensive rebound hawked down by Anio. Vasquez again, and a defensive foul called against Luke Paul. Vasquez too strong after the great hesitation pull-up. Out of bounds, last touch by Australia. It will stay with Venezuela deep on the sideline. Venezuela 0 for 6 from the field to start. Open look for Gomez and another miss. Hamilton to the corner. Tom Dammers in for the first time. Bassaran, corner, open 3, short. Offensive rebound, second effort, and a foul. John Ariang headed to the free throw line. Ariang had a great first game of the tournament against Serbia. 12 points, 11 boards. Frustrated after the missed 3, but he's got a chance to put 2 in at the free throw line. One for 2 trip for Ariang. Back to Venezuela. An 0 for 7 start with 4 turnovers. Has not been pretty to start. These Venezuela jerseys are awesome. Love the font across the chest. Carlos Perez gets inside, rejected by Paul. Anio comes to get it off the baseline inbound. Backs his way in, and he gets the first bucket for Venezuela. After 8 straight misses, the Venezuelans on the board. Here's Alex Mabbitt. Comes in to replace Bassaran often. Good swing, baseline attack, and that might have been blocked into the basket. Ariang went up strong with it, had it poked, but great strength as he lays it in. Anio, tough shot, great defense by Dammers. Tom Dammers leads the break all the way to the cup. That's actually Josh McCann. Dammers defending up high on Vasquez. Kick out, open 3 ball, money. Great stroke from the big man, Kevin Gutierrez. Paul slashes in, hangs in the air, and gets fouled. Luke Paul making his 4th appearance for the Australian national program. Fantastic tournament last year in the U17 Asia Cup, almost 15 points a game. He's been strong to start this tournament as well. 0 for 2 trip to the line. It's kept alive. McCann, he was out of bounds when he caught the ball. Turnover back to Venezuela. Full court pressure from the Australians. Andrew Watini is into the game guarding the ball. Chris Manuel Echezuria takes it up. Swing it back outside, Perez. Echezuria spins inside. Perez again, drives in, that was rejected. Second effort, 3 won't go for Carlos Perez. Watini works on Vasquez. Great defense from Julio in the backcourt. Watini gets it across to the corner, 3 ball short. Perez, stop and start. Works inside, leaves it off, great pass, extra one. Christian Perez, the 3, he airballed it. Great ball movement, but Venezuela can't cash in. Skip it, Akur. Riak Akur gets it back up high for Watini. Mabit goes to work, another miss. Both offenses have gone cold. Alex Mabit comes in to replace Bassarin at the center position, and Mabit coming off a 10-point game against Ivory Coast. Perez stops over Watini, no, and Akur skies for the rebound. Watini fouled. Somebody was calling for it, yelling out Andrew. Watini takes it himself instead, and he rewards himself with 2 free throws. First one off for Andrew Watini, the head coach. Greg Vanderjack looking on. Coached the U16 team last year. Watini is kind of the backup point guard, I guess you could say. They're not as similar as some rotation guys, but Watini comes in to replace Luke Paul as the primary ball handler. Paul is 5 inches taller than Watini, but they do the ball handling when they're on the floor. And Watini had a great game to open the tournament against Serbia. 12 points, 7 assists. 9-point lead early for Australia. The Venezuela offense has really struggled. 90 seconds to play in the first quarter. Offensive rebound and a block for Mabit. Venezuela is 2 for 16 from the field to start. Lucas Byrne checks in for the Australians. Perez on the attack to the corner. Nash tries a 3 off the heel. Watini hurries down the floor. McCann, baseline attack. Perez was there for the help defense. Great defense. McCann takes it all the way, and he's fouled. Josh McCann headed to the line to shoot 2. 6'5". He was injured in January at the National Performance Camp. Great to see him getting back out there. And McCann making his impact at the Under-17 World Cup. Impact player for the U16 squad last year. 5 points, 4 rebounds per game in the Asia Cup. That was a 4th consecutive gold medal for Australia in the U16 Asia Cup in 2025. It was not close. Dominated their way to gold. On the attack, thrown away, kept alive. Uzkadagi gets it back up high. Uzkadagi spins inside and a travel. Australia's defense is making life miserable for Venezuela. Missed shots, turnovers all around. Watini gets inside, and that should be a travel. It is. Ball was not poked away out of Watini's possession. 31 ticks left in the first quarter. Poor start for Venezuela, but you have to credit Australia's defense. Uzcategui stops, back out, extra to the corner, 3 balls short. Fight for the rebound pulled in by McCann. Australia can hold for the final shot of the first. McCann being hounded by Uzcategui, and he just barely gets it across. Back for Watini, and he's fouled. Over-aggressive was Samuel Uzcategui, and Andrew Watini will go to the free throw line. Someone's banging the drums or the seats, trying to distract Watini. It pays off on the first one. Hear a cowbell in the background. Watini goes 1 for 2, 12-point lead for Australia. Venezuela looking for a buzzer beater. Echeverria gives it up. Nash tries it, and it does not go, and that will do it for the first quarter. Venezuela in the first 10 minutes, 2 for 20 from the field and 5 turnovers. 5 points after 10. Australia up by 12, second quarter next.
Are you kidding me?
Papa Nicolau says, give it to me.
Go attacks the closeout, feed Bruno inside.
Fills it up. It's all right.
Not a pretty start for Venezuela. Australia up 17-5 after the first quarter. Michael Cerrone with you as we close out the group stage. Here in Group D, Australia is 2-0, Venezuela 0-2. As we look toward the knockout stage beginning in the round of 16 tomorrow. We'll see what answers Alexis Cedres came up with at that break. Brian Gomez tries to go baseline to the corner. Anillo back up high, late in the shot clock. 3, air ball. They got a foul on the rebound before the shot clock violation. It's against Kevin Gutierrez. That's the first personal against Gutierrez. Venezuela sets up the full court pressure as Akur swings it too far out of reach for Lucas Byrne. Feels like Venezuela getting the ball on the wings and corners a lot and getting trapped. Keep it at the top of the key here, like Perez does. And as he drives, he loses control and turns it over. Australia has made all U17 World Cups. They fell all the way to 15th in 2024. They won back-to-back silvers in 2012 and 2014, but they have not made it past the quarterfinals since then. Is this the year they can do that? Antonio Brown is there on the follow for the putback. Lost in the final to USA in both of those 2012 and 14 silver medal runs. And they're trying to get back to the semis for the first time in 12 years. Gutierrez lines up a corner 3 and missed it. Offensive rebound tracked down by Gomez. He works on Edwards inside. Vasquez. 5 to shoot. Vasquez threw it off of one of the defenders out of bounds, and it will stay with Venezuela. 2.9 on the shot clock, as Hamilton was the last to touch it. Vasquez comes to get it deep. 3, it's good. Julio Vasquez with the shot clock running out. Akur to the corner for Byrne, poked away. Life for Venezuela. Can they turn it into offense? Drive into the paint, Vasquez. Hamilton corner, Brown. Akur, back to Brown, attacks, hangs, and scores. What a start for Antonio Brown. He's got 6. Gutierrez, Anillo, Hamilton not giving up the baseline. Great ball movement from Venezuela. Vasquez spins, hook shot, bounces out. Hung on the rim forever, and then Vasquez on the second effort, he didn't even jump and he missed it. Julio Vasquez struggling from the field to start. He hit that long 3, but other than that, he's 0 for 6. Venezuela as a team is 3 for 25 from the field. Luke Paul back off the bench. Finds Brown. Brown, Paul, thought about it. Corner, Byrne, yes. It was open and he sticks it. Lucas Byrne is a good shooter. Won't miss those often. He's got his first points. Great patience, too, from Luke Paul. He thought about taking the 3 himself, but instead he waits for the extra feed, and he gets an even more open look. Hamilton, nice move. Paul, again patient. He attacks. Missed it, but it's tipped up and in. Alex Edwards there on the follow. Australia leads by 18. Defense into offense once again. The Venezuelan turnovers keep piling up, and they want a timeout. It is all Australia here in Istanbul, 26-8. Venezuela's offense ice cold from the field. They have 7 turnovers, and they need an answer from their head coach, Alexis Cedres. We'll see what he was able to draw up at that timeout. It's another turnover. Anillo on the attack, threw it out of bounds. This is a young Venezuela team that is still developing, and they do have talent. They have a lot of young pieces that are getting better. They finished 3rd in the AmeriCup last year to qualify for their first ever Under-17 World Cup. And this young talent still trying to gel together as they head into the knockout stage. They're also giving up a big size disadvantage to Australia and pretty much every team they play. Hamilton in the corner, he got fouled as he tried to drive it inside. That's against Brian Gomez. And that will be his 2nd personal. Kevin Gutierrez also has 2. Aurier fires it inside. Hamilton. Brown. He's had a good start. Antonio Brown fouled. We'll see if that's before the shot. Antonio Brown, 3 for 4 from the field. Also has 4 rebounds and 2 assists. Brown going to the line to shoot 2. He's a good handler with good footwork, and he showed off both of those as he made his way to the rim and to the free throw line. Echezuria works on Hamilton. Brown there with the help. Late in the shot clock for Venezuela. Give it inside. Gomez in amongst the trees. He puts it in. Paul, lob it up high. Bassaran comes down with it. And there's really nothing Venezuela can do against the 7-footer. He has the 7-inch height advantage on everybody. Echezuria. Gomez spins on Bassaran. Off the glass, no. Paul spins out of trouble. Kick it. Brown open for 3. Too strong. He gets his own rebound. Brown inside, shows off the footwork and scores. That is pretty from Antonio Brown to make it a 21-point advantage. Gomez dances, fading away. No. Bassaran goes up for the rebound, and he is fouled. Yaya Bassaran has been a rebounding machine, averaging 9.5 through the first 2 games. That is the 3rd foul against Carlos Perez, and he goes to the bench. Sets up Yaya Bassaran with 2 free throws. Bassaran, a 7-footer that can still step out and shoot. He has great footwork. Really a do-it-all big man for Australia. Still polishing up his game, but clearly has the tools. Offensive rebound. McCann couldn't capitalize. Back to Venezuela. 3:40 to go in the first half. It's been the Australians wire to wire so far. This side of the floor's been tough for Venezuela. That is a nice move and score. Santiago Guinez with his first basket. McCann. Watini back to McCann. Quick 3. A no-dip triple. Wouldn't go. Fight for the rebound. Guinez has it. What a spark from Santiago Guinez off the bench. Echezuria tries a 3. It's short. Akur wants to run. That's Ariang, excuse me. Ariang. Bassaran. Backs his way in. He's fouled. Yaya Bassaran is living at the free throw line right now, and there's really no way to defend him other than sending him to the stripe. 7-footer being double teamed, and actually they'll say it's a turnover, no foul. It was a traveling violation called against Bassaran, shuffled the feet. So I'll take back everything I said. That is great defense against the 7-footer. Andrew Wateni sets up the offense for Australia. 18-point lead. Just over 2 minutes to go in the first half. And adding to it is Tom Dammers. Dammers can score in a variety of ways for Australia. He hasn't showed it off much in this tournament. That's his first bucket today. Contested 3, no good. Offensive rebound, Guinez. Santiago Guinez doing some dirty work for Venezuela after he came in off the bench. Foul against Tom Dammers, his first. Baseline inbound for Venezuela, trailing by 20, 14 on the shot clock. They have struggled shooting the basketball. They've struggled finding open looks. They are 2 for 12 from three-point range. And another turnover. That is their 9th. Watini, physical to the corner. Riak Akur has a great catch and shoot game, but the drive gets the defenders chasing and will put him at the free throw line. Australia already, these will be free throw attempts 15 and 16. They're now 7 for 15. They haven't shot it well from the stripe, but they are getting all the attempts they could ask for. Make it 7 for 16, still a 20-point lead and a foul on the rebound. Echuzuria goes baseline, works against Watini and scores. Chris Manuel Echuzuria with the basket. Venezuela's had a hard time getting it into the paint. Second bucket for Echuzuria. Inside being hounded is Mabbutt. Alex Mabbutt, 6'9" forward. Averaged almost 10 points and 8 rebounds per game at the Asia Cup last year. Going to the line for repair. It feels like every possession is ending in free throws for Australia right now. .30 seconds to play in the second quarter. That has been controlled by Australia. The Venezuela offense has been shut down. It's been a slow-moving last few minutes of this quarter. Almost every possession resulting in a foul. Uzcategui gets inside, missed the layup. Australia can hold for one. Watini controls. Watini has his pass tipped, gets inside, back out, Dammers a three, missed it, offensive rebound, McCann, third effort goes. Alex Mabbutt cleans up the scraps and beats the buzzer. 37-16, Australia on top of Venezuela as we reach halftime. Alex Mabbutt with the final bucket. The offensive struggles continue throughout for Venezuela. 10 of the 12 Australians have scored, and it's a 21-point lead at halftime.
Bacalao says, give it to me.
Chicago attacks the closeout feed. Bruno inside.
Fills it up. It's all right.
What do you think?
Oh my goodness, get out of here.
Attack corner pocket in Bruno.
And then you've got this woman here, Asia.
And what a finish.
Didn't overplay it as well. Elite players without playing one-on-one.
Because she's excited with passion.
4 rebounds, 6 assists.
Roberts, you gotta love it.
Buckets at the buzzer.
And these fans in Kobe, they love it. They absolutely love seeing it. Nice pass to Suigo. Hammers it in for two. Villanova's here, dishing it off. Trying to get going in transition. The steal comes away. Matthews. Throwing it up top, and there it is. Our first highlight of the day early on in this one. Big time slam from the number 5, Troy Plumtree. Banser going up against Green. Oh my goodness. Oh my, AJ DeBansa punishing. Oh, that's a huge ejection from Garavalia. Get that out of here. And once again, they slow down the offense. Mathis has been allowed to be double-teamed again. And DeBansa throwing it down for two. They've got to get someone in the middle there. Fake a pass, make the pass, and a timeout called as USA run out to a 10-point lead. Oh, that's nasty, that block. Major pin to the glass, put it on a notice board. Caleb Hall. It's stolen away by Spain, pushing forward. A fight for position here. Arnott has it now. It's 3 versus 1. The ball goes to the bucket. LSE jumps it home. Right on time. 2-point lead. Get on this pass here. Carvalho is knocked away from him. Mandaquin throwing it up. Musa. Tries the spin move, its pocket is picked. DeBansa. Oh my goodness! Baptism of fire! AJ DeBansa. Steal, Perez loses it. McCoy Jr. off the glass, Stokes! Setting it up to beat the buzzer. A buzzer beater, oop off the glass. McCoy Jr., Tyron Stokes, USA on smoke.
For the N1 opportunity.
You ain't never seen nothing like this.
Nicolau says, give it to me.
Chicago attacks to close out. Feed Bruno inside.
Fills it up. It's all right.
What do you think?
Oh my goodness, get out of here.
Attack corner Magni and Bruno.
And then you've got this woman here, Asia.
And what a finish.
Didn't overplay it. Players without playing man.
Because she's excited with passion.
6 rebounds, 6 assists.
Roberts, you gotta love it.
Buckets at the buzzer.
And these fans in Kobe, they love it. They absolutely love seeing it.
Nice pass to Suigo. Hammers it in for two. Vulanovas here dishing it off. Trying to get going in transition. The steal comes away. Matthews. Throwing it up top, and there it is. Our first highlight of the day early on in this one. Big time slam from the number 5, Troy Plumtree. Bansa going up against Green. Oh my goodness! Oh my, AJ DeBansa punishing. Oh, that's a huge rejection from Garavaglia. Get that out of here. And once again, they slow down the offense. Mathis has been allowed to be double-teamed again. And DeBansa holding out for two. They've got to get someone in the middle there. Fake a pass, make the pass. And a timeout called as USA run out to a 10-point lead. Oh, that's nasty, that block. Major pin to the glass, put it on a notice board. Caleb Hall. It's stolen away by Spain, pushing forward. A fight for position here. Arnett has it now. It's 3 versus 1. The ball goes to the bucket. Energy! Jumps it home. Right on time. 2-point lead. Get on this pass here. Carvalho is knocked away from him. Man, the quit throwing it up. Tries the spin move, its pocket is picked. DeBansa. Oh my goodness! Baptism of fire! AJ DeBansa. Steal, Perez loses it. McCoy Jr. off the glass, Stokes! Setting it up to beat the buzzer. A buzzer beater, oop off the glass. McCoy Jr., Tyron Stokes, USA on smoke.
For the and one opportunity.
You ain't never seen nothing like this.
Halftime in Istanbul, Australia 37, Venezuela 16, closing out the group stage in the 2026 FIBA U17 World Cup. Australia looks to be on their way to winning Group D and facing the fourth place team out of Group C. And Venezuela would face the first place team out of Group C. Those two still to be decided as today goes on. Group C, the last to play today. Turkey will face Puerto Rico for the top spot. Whoever wins that game will play Venezuela. If this result holds as Luke Paul goes backdoor and throws it down. Thunderous slam for Luke Paul to start the second half. The Turkey gets Puerto Rico. The winner of that finishes first in Group C, and if this result holds, will face Venezuela, while New Zealand and Slovenia play, and Australia will play the loser of that one. But we still have almost 20 minutes to go between Australia and Venezuela. Here in Istanbul, thanks for being with us from wherever you're joining us in the world as Antonio Brown gets the steal. Nothing new for Australia. They made life extremely difficult in the first half for Venezuela. The Venezuelans had 10 turnovers. They were 6 for 33 from the field in the first 20 minutes. Looking for Bassaran and a giveaway, a 3-on-2. They'll pull it out, reset to the corner. Half-court offense for Venezuela. Bassaran post defense, not enough. Better offense from Brian Gomez for the bucket. Ariang, Brown, swing it. Here's Hamilton. Has had a pretty quiet tournament so far. Hamilton has not scored yet today. Hamilton and Akur are the only Australians that haven't scored in this game. Unbelievable to have 10 players score in the first half alone. Really sharing the wealth, and they are 15 for 30 from the field. Paul. Ariang steps into it, too strong. Foul on the rebound. Antonio Brown leading the way for Australia with 9 points. Bassaran and Ariang have 5 apiece. Paul and McCann have 4 apiece. But it has been a serious team effort for Australia in this one, with a 21-point lead as we get the second half in full swing. Turnover, Kevin Gutierrez with the takeaway. Anillo steps into it off the heel. That was the third steal for Gutierrez. Ariang back for Paul to set up the offense. Foul, illegal screen against Yaya Bassaran. That's Yaya's first personal. Tough reverse layup drops Julio Vasquez. Hamilton, baseline attack, way too strong. Going back to Venezuela, they're playing with a lot more life, it seems, right now. And keep in mind, this is, again, a pretty young Venezuelan team. They have a lot of talent. They were placed in a very difficult group. Serbia and Australia both coming into the tournament as top 6 teams in the Smart Power Rankings. Ivory Coast also a team that has impressed so far. They almost took down Australia. That came on Sunday. It was a 78-73 win for the Australians, but Ivory Coast went into the 4th quarter with a lead. So it's been tough for Venezuela playing against stronger, bigger, more athletic talent compared to the U17 AmeriCup last year, in which they placed 3rd. They are in their first ever Under-17 World Cup with head coach Alexis Cedres. Left wing triple won't go for Gutierrez. Paul sets the table. Hamilton back to Paul. To the corner, Byrne. Another foul. This has been a pretty whistle-heavy game, especially late in the 2nd quarter. Our referees, Alan Dos Santos, Cecil Gungor, and Kyungin Park. Brown to Byrne. 5 to shoot. Byrne works inside. Brown, patience. Beautiful from Antonio Brown. That is textbook patient offense, and Brown is into double figures. .11 He's 5 for 7 from the field, along with 5 rebounds. Oh, great feed inside, and William Zanillo scores. Lob inside. Bassaran, left-handed finish. We've seen a lot of that today from Australia. Just throw it up and let your 7-footer come down with it, and he's got a rejection off the glass. Paul pushes. Byrne. Euro rejected from behind by Vasquez. Changes for Australia. Tom Dammers, Alex Mabbitt into the game. There's an easy finish for Alex Mabbitt, who just came off the bench. Again, Bassaran and Mabbitt, the 2 big men for Australia, work hand in hand. Bassaran a few inches taller, but when he needs a breather, a great backup option in Mabbitt. Venezuela's offense starting to catch a stride more than the first half. Still trailing by 21, but they've been able to string together some buckets. They've already scored more in this quarter than they did in the entire first. They were down 17-5 after 10 minutes. Carlos Perez dancing around the perimeter, and count the bucket for Perez. The best scorer at this tournament for Venezuela. Chance at 3. Always got to play through the whistle, even when it seems like the foul came before the shot. They count the bucket for Perez. His first points of the game after scoring 13 and a half through the first two. Mabbutt, Brown, Byrne. Lob inside for Mabbutt, poked away. Great defense by Echezuria. Gomez against Byrne. That is an impossible shot off the top of the backboard. If he made that, looked like a shot from Horse. Brown pushes the pace. He is having himself a game. 13 points for Antonio Brown. Lead is back to 20 for Australia. 4:05 to go in the third. Antonio Brown forces another Venezuela timeout. (47-27). The Aussies on top of Venezuela. 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Reminder that every game live and full replay on the FIBA YouTube, and you can catch highlights, stats, storylines, and more on social media at Next Gen Hoops throughout this U17 World Cup and whatever FIBA tournament you're following. Takeaway for Vasquez, coast to coast. Julio Vasquez now with 7 points. Defending up top on Watini. And now Brown settles. Oh, nice spin move into the lane. Antonio Brown stays red hot. 15 for Brown. Straightaway three won't go. Offensive rebound. Second chance for Perez. Another and one for Carlos Perez. Perez can't convert this time. His first two baskets coming off and ones. The shooting in this third quarter has really improved for Venezuela, but Australia with another answer. Andrew Watini from downtown. Echezuria to the corner. They kick it around the arc, and eventually Dammers pokes it out of bounds. Inbound for Christian Perez. Layup won't go. Numbers for Australia. Watini leads it. And they settle it down. Akur to the corner. Dammers, baseline, give it up and score for Alex Edwards. Still 16 years old. Alex Edwards making an impact today off the bench. His second bucket, he's 2 for 2. Echeverria looks for space inside. Another foul. Inside 2 minutes to go in this third quarter. It looks like we know where these teams will finish in Group D. Australia, if this result holds, will go 3-0. They've done it in a variety of ways. Close to start against Serbia, and then they pulled ahead. Against Ivory Coast, they trailed up until the fourth quarter before pulling away into the lead and eventually closing it out and winning by 5. And here in this one, it has not been up for question. Alexis Cedres and his guys still looking for answers. There's no quit in any of these teams. It's been really impressive in this U17 World Cup. You see it a lot in youth basketball. There's a skill gap from nation to nation, and you do see some blowouts, but you never see a team give up, and that is fantastic. There's no quit in any of these nations. Watini controls. Off the bounce, 4 to shoot, corner pop, pure. Josh McCann, money from distance. Baseline attack, too strong. Australia, a nation that has really climbed the ranks recently when it comes to basketball. Think of Dyson Daniels, Josh Giddey, Patty Mills, a legend. They've been relevant for a while, but they're really coming on to the global scene. That's a great behind-the-back pass from Uzcategui, but no finish. Dammers pushes ahead. Edwards, how did he get that to go? Laid it in off the glass from under the backboard. Uzcategui works into the lane and lays it in. Samuel Uzcategui the finish, and Australia will hold for the final shot of the third quarter. 24-point lead, 10 seconds left, and a foul before Australia can hold the ball for one final shot. Echeverria was over-aggressive. And before the final 11 seconds of the third, timeout on the floor. Australia wants to draw up the final look. "11 seconds to play in the third quarter. Greg Vanderjack drawing up one final play for Australia, trying to add to the 24-point lead. Watini sets it up inside. They look for Edwards. Instead, it's back out for Watini. McCann, 3-ball is off the mark, and that'll do it. The third quarter comes to a close. Australia can't add to the lead, but It is 59-35 with 10 minutes to play here in Istanbul. Don't go anywhere. The finish between Australia and Venezuela coming up. Fourth quarter is underway in Turkey. 59-35, the lead for Australia over Venezuela. And the final 10 minutes in Group D as a quick trigger three is money for Will Hamilton. William Hamilton is the 11th Australian to score. Riak Akur, who is currently on the bench, is the last one who has not. World Cup action going on everywhere. FIBA U17, you got the FIFA World Cup. Australia will play in the round of 32 against Egypt on Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Venezuela, on the other hand, still no FIFA World Cup for them. The only South American nation that has never qualified for a FIFA World Cup. But we hope you're enjoying the action of the soccer/football World Cup wherever you are in the world, as well as all the action here on the FIBA Basketball channel at the Men's U17 World Cup. Knockout stage gets underway tomorrow in the round of 16, and we will boil it all the way down to a gold medal winner. USA looks to be the heavy favorite. They've never lost in this tournament. Australia looks to be one of the better teams at this tournament, but is there a threat to the Americans? They have dominated their way through the group stage so far. Swing out for Hamilton. Back to Luke Paul. Josh Giddey recently said Luke Paul plays a lot like he did at this age. He's a bigger guard, 6'6". Paul slings it inside. Rejection for Julio Vasquez. He pushes the pace. Gutierrez inside for two. Giddey has been keeping his eyes on this U17 squad, especially Luke Paul, who will play in the NBL out of the Next Stars program that has had Alex Sarr, LaMelo Ball, and more talent. Paul becoming the youngest player to ever sign a Next Stars contract. He did it before he turned 17. This is his 4th national team appearance. And Paul trying to become another one of many Australian players that have made it all the way to the NBA. And Paul could be an early first-round pick eventually once he gets there. He's got the tools to do it. We'll see how he performs in the NBL. And you wonder if his FIBA coach, Greg Vanderjagt, is giving him any tips. Vanderjagt has bounced around the NBL as a head coach as well as the NBL 1 North. Vasquez with the takeaway. Vasquez patient, blocked by Ariang. It stays alive in the corner with a Neo. Vanderjagt not only a coach, he also played 10 years in the NBL. 6'10" big man walking the sidelines now for the Australia U17 squad. He also coached the U16 team last year that Paul was a part of. Here is Paul, slashing inside, he's fouled. Luke Paul only 4 points today, but he's got 5 rebounds and 5 assists, as well as 3 steals and a block. He had a great game against Ivory Coast in that comeback win. 18 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists. He had 8 assists in the first game against Serbia. He was really setting the table. He didn't get involved scoring too much, 11 points, but he's such a leader for this offense. Such a vocal leader for this Australian team. So is Will Hamilton, full court pressure. They really rely on him for his leadership. Echeverria kicks it back out for Williams. Aneo, 5'10" guard. Aneo slashing inside for 2. He's been good driving to the basket today. He's got 6 points. Undersized guard, but he's not afraid to go in there. Paul, Bassaran screen. Paul back to the basket. Bird goes baseline for the reverse layup. Australia showing off the synergy early in the 4th. And the lead continues to balloon as Venezuela takes another timeout, down 26.
What do you think?
Oh my goodness, get out of here.
That corner Baki and Bruno.
And then you've got this woman here, Asia.
And what a finish.
Didn't overplay as well. Too many players without playing one-offs. Man.
Because she's excited with passion.
6 rebounds, 6 assists.
Roberts, you gotta love it.
Buckets at the buzzer.
And these fans in Kobe, they love it. They absolutely love seeing.
Australia up 26 and looks like they'll improve to 3-0 in the group stage. The game against Serbia to open the tournament was expected to be a good one, and Serbia came into the Smart Power rankings at number 2 in the FIBA U17 World Cup, and Australia took care of them and then some, 88-66, as Bassaran gets a rejection. It was close for a little bit, but Australia led wire to wire and they eventually pulled away big to win by 22. Foul will send Yaya Bassaran to the line. You got to give credit to Venezuela. They had 16 points at halftime, and they have offensively been able to get a lot more going in the second half. They have shown no signs of giving up, despite their big deficit. Bassaran's first free throw, no good. Again, we want to wish our best to everyone from Venezuela affected by the recent earthquake and all the loved ones of those we lost. A horrible tragedy. And Venezuela showing so much grit competing here in Istanbul. In their first ever under-17 World Cup. Tough circumstances, and they have shown no signs of backing down. Doesn't matter if their competition is older, quicker, taller than they are. Playing their hearts out, they get another three from Vasquez. Correction, that was Brian Gomez with the triple. Australia gets the answer from Hamilton. Backdoor feed for Gutierrez, and it was last off of him back to Australia. And Australia will make changes. Bassaran and Paul to the bench. Their days could be done. .5:20 to play. Australia punching their ticket to becoming the top team out of Group D. Again, they will face the loser of New Zealand and Slovenia. And Venezuela will play the winner of Turkey and Puerto Rico. Both of those games coming up after the conclusion of the Group D action. Serbia and Ivory Coast also playing right now. It's Serbia with a 15-point lead early in the fourth quarter. 77-62. And both games in Group C, New Zealand against Slovenia, Puerto Rico against the host nation Turkey, will tip off at 1:15 Eastern Time. 26-point lead for Australia as we near the halfway point of the fourth. Brown works his way inside. Antonio Brown has been the best player on the floor today. He is scoring with ease. Another answer for Venezuela. Chris Manuel Echezuria. Antonio Brown for Australia. 17 points, 6 boards, 3 assists. Having himself a great game as Mabbutt fighting for every offensive rebound, and he is fouled. Foul goes against Uzcategui. There's really no way to guard this if you're Venezuela. Brian Gomez is 6'3", Samuel Uzcategui is 6'2", Alex Mabbutt is 6'9". And the best thing that you can do is put him at the free throw line and hope for misses like that. To the corner, Villarroel will try a three off the iron. He's in off the bench. Another effort for Venezuela, spins off the iron. Brown pushes. Brown, full head of steam to the rim, fading away, couldn't get it. And it's tracked down and kept alive. 4 minutes to go, 26-point lead for Australia. They were the heavy favorites coming into this game. They have shown why in their first 2 games in Group D. Dominance over Serbia, close one over Ivory Coast, and Venezuela again making their U17 World Cup debut have had trouble against the strength and quickness and size that other teams possess over them. And it's showing off again today. Australia is one of the deeper teams at this tournament. Feels like every position they have backups that can come in and really make an impact. You think of Andrew Watini, Lucas Byrne, Alex Mabbitt, all 3 off the bench. Josh McCann, great shooter who comes off the bench. "11 of the 12 Australians have scored. The only one not to, 13 in green, Riak Akur, who is back out there in the middle of your screen. Skip to the corner for Ezequiel Perez, who is rejected by Mabbitt. 4 to shoot. Got to put up a shot, and Carlos Perez did not realize it, and they turn it over. Back to Australia. Turnovers and a lot of missed field goals have been the story of the game for Venezuela. 16 turnovers. As a team, they are shooting less than 30%, 18 for 63. They're 3 for 20 from three-point range. And correction, it's only 13 turnovers for Venezuela. And surprisingly, Australia is the team that has 15. Tom Dammers headed to the free throw line. Australia shooting 50% as a team from the stripe. Something they'd like to clean up as they head to the knockout stage, where the competition will only get stronger as they try to advance their way as far as they've been since 2014. Haven't made it out of the quarterfinals since then. In the last 3 World Cups, they have lost in the round of 8 or 16. Back in 2024, they fell all the way to 15th place. But this team going undefeated in the group stage does not look to do that. And you can't imagine they will with how they've played in their first 3 games. So Venezuela will take a timeout. Alexis Cedres, the head coach, is out on the court talking to Carlos Perez. It is all Australia, 75-47, as we approach the final in the final game of Group D in Istanbul. Lead is 28 for the Australians, headed to the finish line. 75-47, Australia will go 3-0 in the group stage. Venezuela will go 0-3, their first time at this World Cup. But again, every team makes the same bracket. All 16 teams will play in the round of 16. And if you're looking for who the matchups will be, keep an eye on the Group C games coming up on the FIBA YouTube. You can also head to the FIBA.basketball official U17 World Cup site and at Next Gen Hoops for the bracket, stats, highlights, and more. Working inside for the layup, Dammers missed it short. Those Group C games will decide who these two teams get to start the knockout stage tomorrow. But Group D is winding toward the close. Serbia will win over Ivory Coast. They're up 21 with 4.5 minutes left. So Serbia will finish second in Group D. Ivory Coast will finish third. And the knockout stage is getting set. Already half the matchups are set. Some exciting games will take place tomorrow in the knockout stage. One that really turns heads is Canada against Italy. Cameroon, who struggled in the knockout stage, will have to play USA in the round of 16. That'll be tough. France will play China. Japan will play Lithuania. And then again, Group C, those two final games coming up after this one concludes, will decide the last matchups that are still to be decided. But 4 of the 8 knockout stage games are set. That action all gets underway tomorrow right here from Istanbul. Turkey, the site for the second straight U17 World Cup. And it has been a fun one. A lot going to plan. Australia came in as one of the best teams in the tournament, and they have proved it. Big 28-point lead here. Antonio Brown has been the leader. He's 8 for 11 from the field, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists in this game, his best of the tournament. Luke Paul, 6 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds for the Australian star guard. Josh McCann had 7 points. Alex Babbitt had 7 points and 7 rebounds. For Venezuela, it was tough sledding, only 16 points in the first half. Things got better as the game went on. Chris Manuel Echeverria leading the way with 9 points, as well as Brian Gomez with 9. Julio Vasquez has 7. But Venezuela as a team shooting 27.5%. Australia has made things extremely difficult on them. 49-35, the rebounding advantage for the Australians. And Australia with 10 blocks to make life miserable. They can dribble out the remaining seconds of this dominant victory to go 3-0 in the group stage as Watiti dribbles out the clock. Australia 3-0 in the group stage. Venezuela 0-3. And the Australians finish at the top of Group D with a commanding 75-47 win over Venezuela. Group stage comes to a close for these two sides. Dominance, Australia 75, Venezuela 47. The final in Istanbul. For our entire FIBA team behind the scenes, I'm Michael Cerrone saying I'll see you when I see you. Thanks for being with us on the FIBA Basketball Channel. Australia by 28 to go 3-0 in the group stage.